I work in our international team at BLOXHUB.
Okay.
And it's kind of being on the edge of 400 companies and organizations that all have knowledge within urban development in many different ways.
Okay.
And the whole world on the other side.
Okay.
So
and your role there, Martina?
Yeah, it's actually utilizing and optimizing all of this knowledge, leveraging that into the world where we can collaborate with other partners around creating better cities worldwide, really.
And for our listeners out there, Blocks, it's located in Copenhagen. Actually, our offices are located in Blocks, which is really cool. We moved in there earlier this year. But the companies and organizations within Blocks all come from the built environment. I think the construction industry or real estate industry or something like that. It's kind of an ecosystem or hub for innovation and so on within that real estate construction industry. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. At least that was how it started. It's partially funded by the private fund called Real Danish. And the idea was actually to move the construction industry forward, to make people collaborate in new ways. And since in the last 8 years, it has grown, I would say, to the construction, more partners in the construction value chain, but also other partners that kind of relate to the urban environment in different ways. So it's looking into how do we create our built environment in the future.
And what's Block's mission? What's the purpose of that? Bringing companies together, we can see and improve collaboration, but at the very heart of it, is that what that is, or is there something a little bit?
Yeah, it is. It is an unusual non-profit because we actually have a quite defined mission, and that is to create better, sustainable, more livable and resilient cities worldwide. So we are going for the impact part, and we collaborate with our 400 members that are both companies, institutions, organizations, in all the ways we can to actually make that happen.
Do you know if there's anything like that elsewhere in the Nordics or in Europe or around the world?
Yeah, some part of my job is to work with our, what we call strategic partners around the world that are other hubs like us. And I haven't really found one that does exactly what we do. Yeah. I think the combination of activating all of this knowledge and having this very focused mission is quite unique. So that's, of course, also a fun place to be.
Yeah, I remember when Blocks has been built and the excitement around what it was going to be and so on. And it's a super building overlooking the harbour. For anybody, you should Google it. Have a look at the visuals out of the office space in BLOXHUB. It's really super. And if you're ever in Copenhagen, you can go and visit. They're more than happy to show people around the building and to discuss exactly what Martina has been describing to us. So how long have you been with Blocks, Martina?
I have been with Blocks almost 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. So, and it's really been a journey because it started with a mission to actually get people in the building industry, the construction industry together to make them work across the value chain and from different disciplines to actually accelerate the innovation in the industry. And from there, when it actually started to fill up with people, the physical space that you just explained about, it just grew into a hub where we can actually share this knowledge, not only across this industry, but across different disciplines, and now also to a high degree across borders.
Yeah.
And the latter part is what I do every day.
And we talk a lot about on the podcast here about the lack of collaboration and the need for more collaboration within the industry between disciplines, from the clients right down to the suppliers, being more coordinated in our delivery and understanding the needs of the different stakeholders. And that's really not very traditional for the construction industry. So you guys have a big job ahead of you if you're going to change it. But I have a question. So in the last kind of 5 years since you've come into Blocks, what has been the biggest change, do you think, from your experience in that period?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think that when we started bringing these stakeholders together from across the industry and got them into a room to simply discuss the biggest challenges, why are we not innovative enough? Why are we not changing the things we want to change? That just bringing people together like that was a big change, a new way of working, you can say.
Yeah.
And we just saw so much value come out of that, both the discussions, but also really highlighting where are the bottlenecks in the work that we want to do together. And when all the people are in the same room and you kind of agree what the challenges are and how we can solve them, you not only just look into one problem and try to solve that, you actually create collaboration in a whole new way across the stakeholders. So I think that changed, that mindset of how do we collaborate and the ways we collaborate have really changed over the years. And I think the competition part have more and more been put a little bit aside to push forward the collaboration side of things, so we can actually learn from each other. And I think that has really been a massive change.